Okay, ignore this side. I have just done the tutorial for this one. So I'm just gonna do the other side now. This side, we're gonna be creating a spotlight eye. So I'm gonna start off with the PC10 brush from Peaches and Cream, and I'm gonna tap into the shade Shuffle. And yes, we are still using the Carnival palette. Okay. So with the shade Shuffle, what I like to do is dip the product in, making sure the product is towards the tip of the brush. Start off in the center, and this is going to be our transition shade. So start off in the center and then just round that off to the inner corner and outer corner. So you want to make sure you're creating a really nice rounded shape. So now I'm gonna go in with the 239 brush, and I'm gonna be using the shade Intuition, keeping the product on one side of the brush and keeping the other side clean. So I'm just gonna tap this product in and stamp it on towards the lower lash line. Well, not the lower lash line. I'm gonna stamp this on towards closest to the lash line, but from the outside and the inner corner. Caught myself there, and I'm not blending anything out yet because I just want to create the shape first, and once we've created the shape, then we can start blending. PC38 small crease blending brush, and I'm just gonna tap into the shade Hall, and I'm just gonna blend this towards the edge of the shade Intuition, and I'm gonna bring this all the way across towards the other side. And then I'm gonna connect that in the middle. And as I get a little bit higher, I'm using a little bit more of a lighter motion and a lighter touch to it. And then I'm gonna go in with the PC10 brush from Peaches and Cream, and there's no extra product that's needed. All you need to do is just blend the edges of the shade Hall. With the eyeshadow brush, all you wanna do is just blend the colors in and keep going back and forth with no excess product. Just use what's that's left over in the brush just to deepen it if you want it to be a little bit more deeper. So this is what I have so far. So now I'm gonna go back in with the T39 brush with no extra product, and I'm just gonna tap this product in a little bit more. So this is what you should have, and now I'm gonna move on to the black eyeshadow. So now I'm just gonna grab under the 239 brush, and then I'm just gonna focus the products towards the tip of the brush, focus this as close as possible to the lash line, and outside corner and inside corner of the eyes. I'm pretty much just using a quick light sweeping motion just to blend that in, just like that. And then I'm gonna slowly go back into the 239 brush with the shade Intuition, and to create a little bit more of a gradient. Like honestly, this look can be done, can be finished with in 10 minutes. You just have to practice and practice and practice, as practice makes perfect. So this is the gradient we have so far. Once you're happy with the gradient you have, you can move on to cutting the crease. So again, using the 212 brush, I'm going to go in with a little bit of my concealer. I'm going to start off in the center, looking all the way up, making sure that's high enough. And then once you're happy with the height, go across and go to the other side. And we're pretty much using a window wiper motion. Just like that. Now don't worry too much if it's gone too far in, and we're not going to be losing the work we've done on the outside because we are going to blend that in towards the spotlight. But now I'm going to be using a flat brush, and I'm going to be using the Acid Rain P. Louise brush, and we're just going to tap into the shade Pillow Talk, and we're going to place that dead center. So once you've got that into place, we're going to move on to the shade Shuffle. I'm just going to make this a little bit brighter because I want the center of the eyes to be really nice and bright. And then we're going to use some pigment afterwards. So once you've got that white pigment down, I'm gonna go in with a lip brush from MAC. So this one is the 318 brush. And I'm just gonna go in with the shade Shuffle. I'm gonna go in with the shade Shuffle, and I'm just gonna start towards the outer edge of that white shade. And blending that in. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to the Acid Rain brush with no extra product. I'm just going to soften the blend between the shade Shuffle and Pillow Talk. And once you're happy with that, I'm just going to go in with the shade Haul now, using a 239 brush, and jump into the outer edge of the spotlight and start blending that in. So I'm almost pushing it inwards. And by using that sweeping motion, this is just going to get rid of any harsh lines that the concealer has left towards the cut of the spotlight. Just like that. Like, how stunning is that blend though? So now I'm going to go back into the 239 brush that I used for Lights Out, and I'm just going to bring a little bit more of that darkness back in. And I'm keeping this as close as possible to the lash line. And blend the edge out so it's the outer corner if it gets too far out. But how stunning is that? So now I'm gonna go back into the pigment. So I'm just gonna use the Acid Rain brush again, wherever I put it. Oh, it's here. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the MAC Reflex Pearl pigment. Honestly, I use this for every look. I'm gonna place this towards the center and then softly diffuse it out. Like, how beautiful is that? Okay, so that's our finished look. And then for the lower lash line, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the Intuition shade all the way across the under eye using the 239 brush. And I'm keeping this as close as possible to the lash line as well. And then just using the 239 brush, the other 239 brush, I'm gonna go in with the shade Lights Out, and I'm gonna focus this product more towards the outer corner. I don't actually want it towards the inner corner. Just from the outside, a quarter in. So you should have something like that. And then we go in with the lash. So with the lash, the one I'm using is the Mr. LA lash in the style Signature. I'm just gonna pop that lash on. I'm gonna pop the other lash on, then at least it looks a little bit more even. That is my ethereal looks. Now I hope you guys enjoy this. Now if you ever do recreate any of my looks, please give me a tag. I definitely want to see recreations.